well, because the body temperature has a lot to do with your health also. And, getting overheated, staying away from certain foods that cause your body to use extra energy is going to be a major thing that you need to pay attention of. All right. So we're going to go into that. But before we do that, we always like to talk about, where are we right now? Because, we are in a pandemic. We are still in a pandemic. And with the pandemic, we are going with numbers. And we go to our favorite website, which is COVID-19.live. That's NCOV 2019.live. And we are here in America taking off the mask, and everyone's, America's opening back up. But yet, let's look and make sure that we know what's going on around the world, because a threat anywhere is a threat everywhere. Right now, as we're looking at our total numbers confirmed, we're looking at approximately around the world 173,380,006 total confirmed cases, and that's as of the last 15 minutes. Total deceased, and that's worldwide, 3,729,181. That's 3,729,181. Total active, meaning those been diagnosed with COVID-19 but yet are asymptomatic, 18,467,363. And total recovered, this is the one we always look at. Total recovered, this is one you're not getting. Total covered around the world, 154,663,447. Wow. And, Jordan, we got to celebrate the folks, man. If you've gone through something and you've gone through this COVID, this has done a job on us all. For over the last year and a half.
Yeah,
if you've
and what it's
had
done to people.
Yes, and the mental aspect of it, of how this changes and make you reconsider everything that's going on in your life. You say, wow, you know what? Had these things, never thought about how much your health really means the difference. It plays a part of how you deal with your people. So when you are healthy, you got to think about the other people in your life that you're affecting. And it's good to know that, there's 154 million people that have recovered from this thing, and that's doing the right thing. I think that we need to start looking at the folks saying, what did y'all do? What did you do? What are you doing in your life that you can actually help to, say this is how you build your immune system. This is what I did. This is what I went through. We need to get some of those testimonies. I think that's a good part of research that, we got to start reaching back now. So that can help people moving forward. Today, I want to listen to you, family. Talk to me. Tell me what's going on in your mind. We can open up the lines right now, Jordan. I want some family to just give us a call. Someone have a question, concern, testimony. Give us a call, 215-634-8065. That's 215-634-8065 or 1-866-361-0900. That's again, 1-866-361-0900. Or you can follow us live right on streaming live right now, www.wurdradio.com. So I want to go in, Jordan. You know what? This thing called heat strokes. We see a lot of people, and this is the time of the year we talk about it, because if you're looking at heat strokes and symptoms of it, it can be very deceiving, because someone may say, yeah, I'm all right. They may sit down, maybe at the cookout, maybe sitting around as we start to now mingle together again. We're getting back together. So you got to watch for certain signs of this thing called heat stroke. And how does it play a part with you, especially if you have an underlying condition already, high blood pressure, diabetes, if you're already on some form of immune suppressive medication, you got to make sure that you are taking care and staying properly hydrated. Now, heat stroke is a form of hypothermia in which the body's temperature is elevated dramatically. Now, heat stroke is a medical emergency. We do look at this as a medical emergency and can be fatal if not properly and properly treated, promptly and properly treated. Now, what causes a heat stroke? in elevation in the temperature of the body. It can be accompanied with, in most cases, dehydration. You know, I'm a stickler when it comes to water. We talk about water all the time. And, you know, you've responded tremendously by going back at the waters that I tell you to get the best one. The best one would be what? Spring water, bottle at the source. And those are waters that we need because that's filled with the hydrogen. Based on the hydrogen, deep water well, which actually is aquifers or geysers, best water for the bodies, best for your anatomy. Well, symptoms of the heat stroke can include when you not have enough hydration, may cause confusion. All right, that may be one. Another one could be agitation. A lot of times it's agitated. Seems like things, they can't get things right. All of a sudden just kind of also includes disorientation. Kind of confused, kind of like can't seem to put things together. Another one that a lot of people don't think about is the absence of sweating. They said, I don't sweat anymore. Right. You better be careful. Be careful. So those are some of the symptoms. So we're talking about confusion, a little agitation, a little disorientation, and the absence of sweating. Some of that can actually cause heat strokes. So with all that going on, we're going to go into talking about some of the other underlying areas that you can start to look out for. We got Woody on the line. Woody?
Hey, Dr. Paul.
Hey, brother.
I don't know which one of you guys I like talking to the most, because Jordan is my main man. I sent him one of my poems that talk about wetness and the importance of it, and especially on days like this, and it's about 2 minutes or so, but he hasn't listened to it yet, but he told the truth. I said, tell the truth, shame the devil. Did you get a chance? And then I shared with him, I said, man, look, these machines that we're on are taking away a lot of the human aspect of our communication with ourselves. You know, when you ask yourself about your imagination, very little of that you're using naturally. Your imagination goes to the screen and all of the technology that you're thinking about. For instance, I could ask you a question. What is a dream if you defined it to you?
What is a dream?
Yes.
I have my perception of a dream. In a dream, I have it being inspiration from God.
Okay.
Because I'm leaving it in that. Yeah, I'll leave it in that. Because I feel that you have to be led, because only God has the gifts that he's provided for you. And if we look for what, you know, in ancient times we look for, the blessing was that the child came forth and brought a gift. Mm-hmm. And that gift from God was the dream.
That's right. That's right.
For the culture of the people. Yeah.
That's right. Now, in the dream, when you defined it to yourself, you would have to say, is it conscious or subconscious? Because you're asleep. How did this happen? How did this action occur that you're able to be alert, aware of what is going on in the dream? See, this is what I'm trying to share with you. You're right on point with these hormonal secretions that happen to the body as we are sleeping. But when things are disturbing you, artificial things popping up in your head constantly, your imagination doesn't get a chance to do what it has to do. So I really want you to listen to that poem, Continually Wet, because it gives you the opportunity to cool yourself down with your mindset by thinking about all the things that are wet. Even when it's hot outside, there's still moisture in the air, you see? So you got to be able to use your head to cool off. So you were right
you know
on
what?
point.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting you say that, because the words themselves help you to relieve that. That's almost like if you were to say pickle or lemon or lime, almost the back of your cheeks start to like tingle.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I want you to listen to that, Dr. Paul, because, see, you still haven't called me yet. You don't understand. I have something very important to share with you that's going to deal with you, particularly in this city of Philadelphia, and it's going to go around the world. I'm telling you. You're special.
Well, my brother, I shall get with you, man. You know where I am. You know, we're not twiddling our fingers over here. Definitely, if I'm not speaking on the phone, I'm always in the trenches with someone. I'm always helping someone. I'm in assessments.
Yeah. So he's going to take care of that. And once you hear the poem, then you'll see where I'm going.
All right, my brother. Well, we'll try to get to you, okay, man?
Love you, brother. Keep up the good work.
All right. Love you now, man. Take care. All right. We got Jane on the line. Is that Jane?
Yes, doctor.
Good morning, Jane. How are you?
Good. I want to point two things out on the mask. First of all, you know, some of these masks, they're like toxic. When you put it on, you breathing through them. They got these fumes and these smells.
Yeah, well, it depends on what kind of mask you're getting. You know, the KN95s, I would definitely say get one of those. You know, that is a better choice. It's not something that you can, some of the masks that they're mass producing, maybe they're doing them a little too fast. So you may still catch a little bit of the chemical, you know, in those things, and the makeup of the plastics and the things they're wrapped in, things like that. So be careful of it. Yeah, be careful.
And so one pack, like I got way before this COVID started, and it's got an expiration date of May 28th, 2022. Man, them things is toxic. They didn't last till I had to throw them away.
Yeah, that's right.
They were individually wrapped, and they were called antiviral face masks. Okay, so like they're supposed to be better than these blue ones 10 in a pack. You know.
Yeah, they are coming out with some new technology. They're trying to, you know, market. It's all marketing and promotion, though. You know, it's the antiviral mask. I think we did a whole show on the masks, on the different types of masks that you can have. So yeah, be careful. Read. You got to read those inserts. You know, people just throw them away. They throw them away as soon as they get them. They throw them away. You got to read what you're putting around your mouth. Absolutely. All right.
The blue ones that the supermarkets were carrying, I see they don't have them anymore. They were the worst ones, far as smell, far as how you supposed to wear this and smelling something toxic. Ooh.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Jane. I appreciate your comments there. Thank you so much. We got, is that John? John from South Jersey?
Yes. Good morning, Dr. Paul and WURD family.
Good morning. Good morning.
I've got a few questions for you. A week or so ago, I asked you about the Dr. Christopher's eye wash, and I was wondering how often should it be used?
Well, there is no. Yeah, go ahead.
I have cataracts, and I'm a glaucoma suspect.
Yeah, usually now there is a protocol that's right online, and the protocol was going based on how often people use the protocol formula with protocol and when they started to see the results. Most people were seeing the results the more they applied the principles. So that meaning everything in there is food. God, it's not something that's going to go against you. So there is no there was persons taking it once, twice, 3 times a day. They were washing the eye, and it's based on their situation. So I would just take it accordingly. Do it at least once a day. Try to get it twice a day and see if there's an effect and change. Because remember, glaucoma has everything to do with the pressure in the eye. So you're trying to relieve the pressure by opening those cranial arteries in the area of the eye that could be blocked from things like sugar. You got to watch your sugar and also your pressure. Are you on blood pressure medication right now?
No, not at all.
None at all? Were you on any clotting issues, or were there any history of clotting and that all going on with the body?
No, but they said something about my eyes aren't draining properly, and I have clots.
Yep, that is it.
Eyelids.
That is correct. See, they're not opening up, so they're not dilating. So that's why the Dr. Christopher's, inside of the Dr. Christopher's, has those herbs that are specifically designed for dilation, to open up, to break up a lot of that mucus, but also to open it up. Are there cataracts too? Do you have cataracts?
I have cataracts, but I'm a glaucoma suspect.
Right. Yeah. See, if you have the cataracts, that's the whole point. The mucus is building up. It can't get out. You know, when people have they say the Sandman came to see you, you got the crust that comes in the eye in the middle in the morning. If you're not seeing that, they're not detoxing properly. So that's what the Dr. Christopher is doing. It's trying to stimulate movement by breaking it down. That's why the cayenne is in there. Cayenne pepper actually is inside of the formula, but it's just enough just to agitate so it can move that stuff. And then you have the eye bright along with the golden seal and all those other herbs that are doing the job to try to get the eye to move. But also you got to watch certain foods you eat. You got to stay hydrated and make sure you stay off all the sugar. Sugar is the biggest problem that's going on with the eyes. When you start to have eye problems, absolutely you can trace it back to too much refined sugar, refined salt, refined oils, okay?
Okay, I have a couple more quick questions.
Okay, you got to make it quick. We got a couple of people on the line, so just give me one more, okay?
Okay, I've been hearing that the new body temperature is between 97.5 and 97.7, and I was wondering if my temperature is 98.6, does that mean I have a fever?
No. I mean, when they're changing it around, a lot of that has to do with the lack of minerals that people are getting. That's a denaturing of the food. If the food doesn't have energy anymore, you can't resonate at a certain frequency and energy as far as heat. That's when it's regulated by your thyroid. Your thyroid is weight, temperature, and pressure. So when you start to now resonate not at a 98.6, that means you're not getting enough minerals. You're lacking minerals, usually the trace minerals. That's why we try to steer you back to the green drinks and the things that are coming out of the ocean, like the kelp, the chlorella, spirulina, purple dulse seaweeds, things like that, because they tend to have the effect of having the body to hold on to the energy and regenerate. So 98.6 is your body temperature. They're changing it now because so many people are turning up sick because they're malnutrition. Simple as that. All right?
Okay,
all right.
Thanks a lot.
All right, John. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. And we got to take a quick break. We're going in today. We're talking about the heat stroke, but I want to tell you some ways about you can cool down. Some things that you probably never even thought about. Some surprising ways to keep cool in the summer heat. How about that? All right, we're going to take a quick break. This is Dr. Paul, 900 AM, 96.1 FM. We'll be right back.
Hey, $2 bill here, a.k.a. the rare one. Problem is, I'm so rare, people just saved me. But thanks to the new Cash Vibe with Quick Cash from the PA Lottery, I'm back in business. For just $2, you can get bigger jackpots starting at 150 grand. Plus Quick Cash, a chance to instantly win $2 or $6. Haha, it's good to be wanted.
Play Cash 5 with Quick Cash from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Temple University, Philadelphia's public university, is committed to meaningful change that resonates throughout our community. We are investing more than $1 million in anti-racism education and programming, including creating a center for anti-racism research, developing a bridge program for high school students in North Philadelphia, and expanding our Department of Africology and African American Studies, which is the first in the country to offer a doctoral program. Our students are the next generation of innovators and leaders championing a better tomorrow. WURD is supported by Temple University, Philadelphia's public university. At Temple, we aim to make college accessible for all. That's why we launched the Cecil B. Moore Scholars Program, a bridge program for high school students in North Philadelphia that offers pre-college support, including tutoring, career exploitation, and the opportunity to take a free course at Temple. It's part of our commitment to cultivate leaders from our city and to support all students in reaching their full potential.
Tune in Saturdays from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. to hear Empire Capital and Consulting founder Mark Palmer's show titled Black Money, Black Power. This show centers around black money and how black power is derived from money. Tune in every Saturday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Black Money, Black Power, hosted by Mark Palmer.
Pollock Herbs and Vitamin Center, 5925 North Broad Street, open Monday through Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. This week's special, all shungite bracelets, loose stones, pyramids, and spears. All Himalayan salt lamps, cell phone diodes, and neutralize radiation. All yours, that's right. You got to say the key word. I listen to WURD and the Dr. Paul Show, and you got it. Also, they carry yours truly, Dr. Paul's Green Drink, Colon Cleanse, and Eliminator, and Dr. Willard's Water. That's Pollock Herbs and Vitamin Center, 215-549-4372, 215-549-4372.
You're listening to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, independent black media.
And we are back, and we're talking today about some surprising ways to keep cool in the summer. I want you to get your pens and pads because this is some good information. I went deep with this one and said, you know what, let me find some other things that are not as common with average folks that you probably say, well, I never thought about that as something to cool down with. So let me give you a couple that maybe, Jordan, you still there, man? You around there?
Yep, I'm here.
I don't know what you're doing nowadays. I can hear you fiddling around over there. It sounds like squirrels over there, but that's
right. Sounds about accurate.
But I got some good stuff here, man. Did you know that the way you can cool down, because, you know, they started to see how, you know, the body temperature, just like John was mentioning, has everything to do that. They changed the body temperature to 97 point something because they were saying, like, you know what, we can't, you know, people are just resonating at a different frequency now. They're not heating up properly, and we're not. When you heat up, that's what burns up a lot of the toxins and poisons and things. So we have to look at, you know, there is a test that you can do. You can do yourself to see where your body temperature is and where your thyroid should be. And I'm gonna go into that. Hopefully, I can get into that before we leave today. But I want to give you some foods and things. This might sound like a terrible idea on a hot day, but guess what? Hot foods like cayenne pepper, jalapenos, even the habaneros, which is the hottest pepper on the planet, one of the hottest peppers on the planet, get their heat from a chemical thing called capsaicin, now which acts as an irritant in the humans, in our bodies, to get us to sweat more, which in turn cools us down. Wow. You would think that if I'm taking some hot pepper, that's the last thing I want to do is take some hot pepper on a hot day. But guess what? They even did these studies like at Yale. There was Yale professors actually explained, and I think it was a Scientific American magazine. They said spicy foods excite the receptors in the skin that normally respond to heat. Therefore, the pattern of activity from the pain and warm the nerve fibers triggers both the sensation and the physical reaction of heat, including, you know, sweating and flushing. So guess what? If you eat hot foods, it actually causes the body to sweat more. Now, there probably is a sort of disclaimer with that. They didn't go into it, but I want to tell you that we've always known that if you heat up it with these hot foods, it helps to cool down because you sweat, but it doesn't always work when there's a lot of humidity. That's the only time you got to be careful, when there's a lot of humidity, because it has to be able to cool down, which means that if the air is dry, if it's really humid, it's going to be a problem. Now, here's another one, Jordan. Check this out. Sleep under a damp towel or a sheet.
Under a damp towel.
Yeah, check this out. This will feel especially nice if you have a fan running at the same time, okay? So we're trying to say, hey, if you got a fan. Now, the evaporation of the clothes water will keep you cool at night, and the sheet or towel will most likely be dry by the morning. So they actually did a study. The CDC did this one. They did a division of how to keep the body cool. And when parts of the body with a high concentration of blood vessels near the skin come in contact with the cold, it helps to transfer heat out of the body to cool down faster. Wow. So that means you take a damp towel. Didn't say wet. It said damp, y'all. Damp, not wet. A damp towel or sheet, and they lay it on the bed, and then you lay on it and turn the fan on, and it actually was cooling people down. That was actually a CDC study that was put in the New York Times article. Now, that's two. So we got spicy foods, we got damp towels. What else we got? All right, this one right here. This one shocked me too, because, you know, anyone have a ceiling fan in your house? If you got a ceiling fan in your house, now the blades on your ceiling fan are tilted slightly in order to push the air either upwards or downwards. Now, a lot of people, you know, there's a little switch, Jordan, that's right on the ceiling fans. People know that you can hit it and it turns one way, turns counterclockwise or clockwise, right? Now, here's what you really should know about that. In the winter time, you'll want the blades to turn clockwise. Got it? They turn clockwise in the winter time. Got it? And that means it will pull the cooler air in the room upwards and disperse the rising warmth. Got it? In the summertime, you want to switch the rotation to counterclockwise, pushing more wind currents into the room below. Now you can do this easily. If you do that little switch I told you, you can just find right on top of it, there's a little switch. So counterclockwise should be right now. That's the summertime, which we want to do that. So turn your ceiling fans the other way. Wow. You know what? I always thought about that. I said, which way is better? I don't know. You can't tell. But now, yeah, you know. All right. We got some callers on the line. Who else we got on the line here? We got, is that Derek?
Yep.
Yes, good morning. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Brother Derek, how you doing, man?
Good. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. I've been diagnosed with calcification in the right shoulder. So I have calcified tendon and
tendinitis,
impingement, large calcium deposit in the rotary cuff, the area of the rotary cuff. I have full motion of the right shoulder, and what I've been doing for it is doing some anti-inflammatory medicine or some curum that you was telling us about, exercising, ice, physical therapy. But I still have a lot of pain. I get up in the morning and trying to get through it, you know, as far as my muscles resting at night, overnight. Then in the morning I go through a continual pain, a lot of pain as I start my day. So I just wanted to give you that information in addition to you, excuse me, and find out if it's something that I'm not doing or should be doing to help treat this.
Well, remember, calcification of anything in the body is the direct effect of lack of, whenever you were talking about magnesium in the body. So you have to remember, magnesium breaks down calcium, allows it, sort of opens up the door for calcium to be absorbed. But when there's a lack of calcium, you're usually going to find calcification in all parts of the body. It could be the organs, muscles, all joints, anywhere. So definitely number one, not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent disease, just food for the soul, family. You want to get more greens. You got to get more greens in your diet, but it has to be more fruit and vegetable and also herbs combinations. We do the green drinks, land and sea. That can start to raise your pH levels. So now also your hydrogen and greens. So make sure you're doing that. Most people, may have, we talked about last week, deficiency, which means you're not doing it at all. Some people say, well, I'm doing it. Well, you're doing it, but you may not be, not doing it to the level where you need to do it. It's usually right now, deficiency versus insufficiency is the key. You got to make sure you're doing it at least. What I would do, try to get the greens in the body first and try to do it more consistency. Make it more like a food multivitamin, and then see what happens. You can also start to apply things that that go directly into that area of the shoulder that we use. One is turpentine oil, believe it or not. We say that's not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent disease either, but that's a turpentine oil is one that's been used for a long time. That's the pine. That's from the pine. And you can get that at most herbal stores. That's an old school remedy that goes directly into that joint. Deals with what's called bursa, and that usually bursitis issues, or when that stuff starts to get really dry in that area, it dries out the bursa, which is like a pad in the shoulder. And then that causes a lot of calcifications when it does that. So somewhere around there, you got to sort of get that more greens in, okay?
Dr. Paul,
yeah.
Formula. So that's the product you're talking about, is that correct?
Yeah, you can use mine. Yep, my greens work, or any greens. That's land and sea. Land and sea. You want to get a combination of both. And you have to get it at a rate where you can, check your pH. Do you know how to check your pH?
No.
Okay, pH is potential for hydrogen. That's when if you go to my website, drpaulherbs.com, you can get a chart on there, which is the acid alkaline food chart. Make sure you stay away from the acid-forming foods, also the top 10 toxic foods. You know, these are all the things you got to watch out, because the only thing that's going to cause that problem in that shoulder has everything to do with acidosis. Got it? So
Yeah.
I would use that as a first step. All right?
Yeah, and then is there any correlation with vitamin D3 and K2 to help in this area too of my diagnosis? No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. What was your question?
Yes.
I couldn't hear that.
Vitamin D3 and K2 have any help as far as the calcification in my shoulder? But that's totally nothing to do with it at all.
Absolutely. Vitamin D is the receptors that actually helps to vitamin D period by you just living on the East Coast in this northern hemisphere. You got to get vitamin D. Vitamin D is critical on every level, because it's what keeps the body in all levels ability for it to regenerate itself. So that's why we say vitamin D, either D2 or D3. Difference is D2 is plant-based, D3 is lanolin with oils. So whichever one you choose, we try to do the recommendation of the seasonal, which is summertime is 5,000 IUs, usually around that time, and then 10,000 usually in around the fall and the winter. Okay?
Yeah.
Because we're losing life.
Does the K2 D3 combination have any? I mean,
because some people will say that it may work better with them. I think it's just them moving on to another product line. That's all they're doing. See, the greatest converter is you. Okay, we are the greatest converters. So whatever they put out, you just have to have it in its purest form. We are the converters. We are the refiners. We are the one. You can't put something in your body unless it has the ability to be converted to energy. If that's not happening, it's already dead. It's already been processed or synthesized. Try not to get the ones that have been over-synthesized or overworked, or science says this and they get into too technical. I just need the real raw thing. All right, my brother?
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, bro. All right. Jordan, I was with the damp towel and the ceiling fan. Some people might be saying, like, wait a minute. I'm going to eat spicy food. I'm going to lay on a damp towel, damp, not wet, right?
Right.
And ceiling fan, I'm going to turn it what? What are we going to do? Is it going to be clockwise or counterclockwise? You remember what I said? I said what? In summertime, you should switch it to counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. The opposite way, y'all. All right, your other left. All right. The last one is eat less salty food and protein. This is a big one right here, man. Salty food and proteins produce metabolic heat when digested and cause water loss. Eat more fruits and vegetables. We always talk about that. No need to turn on the oven, y'all. A smaller, more frequent meals throughout the day. Scientists have known about the relationship between the digestion metabolic heat for many years. Even back in as far as 1936, there was a raise the skin temperature about an average of 2 degrees Celsius, which is about 35 degrees, y'all. And that's 1 hour after a meal. That's a lot. That raises the temperature because your body has to use energy to break the food down. Mm-hmm. And in the intestines, to break down meat, it's going to take about 85% of your total energy. It takes a lot. So it's going to wear you out. That's why we say you got to have a lot of vegetables and things. Use some preparatory herbs. That's why people take the green drink before they eat, because they know that I need some digestible enzymes to help out, so I don't have to use all my energy. Wow, that's some serious stuff right there. But all right, we're going to go into it a little further. Who else we got on the line there? Is that who do we got? Who do we have next? Is that Derek? Or we just
no, we got we took Derek. All right, we got Gwen.
All right, we got
Jersey.
Gwen. Gwen?
Hello, Dr. Paul. How are you?
I am doing well, Gwen. How are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you well.
Dr. Paul, I'm a watermelon lover, and I've gone all over the supermarkets and different stores Why are these watermelons full of those white seeds? Where are the black seeds, the brown seeds that I grew up in Alabama with?
That's right, Gwen. Raise the flag. I'm telling you, I'm mad too. I'm mad too. Somebody actually bought me a watermelon. Brother said, I found this and I thought about you, and they bought me a watermelon. I said, because you know what? I can't find them. It's hard to find.
Either.
It's hard to find. You may find some.
They're little tiny seeds, you know?
Yeah, because those are the ones that we don't want right there, right? Remember we talked about the ones exploding? We don't want no exploding ones.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, Dr. Paul, where are they manufacturing growing these white seeds watermelon?
Well, they're growing them everywhere now. It's part of the norm now. When you denature the seed and you now have it not able to regenerate, that's a patent. Believe it or not, there's a patent on every one of the fruits and vegetables that no longer have seeds. So if you see something that no longer had seeds, that used to have seeds, it's a patent that you can look up, and they can show that they have this thing called the termination patent. It's actually a termination gene. They actually start to get in there and start to mess with this thing called manganese. So when you get manganese actually sort of denatures the seed so it doesn't have the ability to regenerate again. Man, they messing us up bad. I'm telling you.
But can I still eat it?
You can still. I wouldn't eat
sweet,
it.
Though. They're real sweet.
Yeah. Taste, but but there's no.
I try to pick out as many as I can, to see.
But it just ain't the real deal. It ain't the
real deal.
It ain't the real deal. When you got the seeds, let me tell you, when you have the real seeds, they actually have it. Sandra, she just sent me something. Sandra said Green and Harvey Street. Got it. So she said, Sandra, thank you, Sandra. Sandra just texted me. Come on, here it is right here. She just texted me. And so she said Green and Harvey has it. So, hey, I would press to your farmer's market, wherever you go, to get them. Say, hey, I'd rather have seeds. Can y'all get some seeds over here? They're not going to do anything until you start complaining. If you say, I won't purchase from here unless you get me some seeds, because let me tell you, the seeds make everything. Watermelon is 99% water. That's why it cools down the body, but it also has the electrolytes, which is the minerals, and the vitamins and things that you need, which helps you from getting things like heat strokes and things like that. So it's a powerful piece. So, yeah, go ahead, raise that flag. That's right.
I'll try the farmer's market when they open up.
Yeah, well, she said Green and Harvey, so Green and Harvey, that's right in Germantown. Yep.
I'm in New Jersey.
Yeah, you out there with the farms. They should have it out there.
I'll try it.
Check out there. All right, thank you, Gwen. Appreciate you. All right, family, we got to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to dive into a few more things that we're going to talk about, and then I'm going into some herbs, because we do have herbs that can actually cool you down also. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. 900 AM, 96.1 FM, WURD. We'll be right back.
COVID's put the good times on pause way too long. It's time to press play, and COVID-19 vaccines are the way to do it. Now everyone 12 and older is eligible. Take your family and friends, because it's time to get back to the good times. Keep listening for vaccine locations near you, or text your zip code to 438-829. Message and data rates apply. We can do this! Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hi, I'm Solomon Jones. I'm the morning drive host of Wake Up with Word here at WURD Radio in Philadelphia. This time last year, we couldn't go to work, school, church, or even out to eat. We were all separated and trying to be safe at home. People we knew and loved were getting sick and dying from COVID-19. Well, now there's a vaccine. It's safe, it's available, and it's free. Get the vaccine. It's the right thing to do. Think about those who got sick or died. Think about what they would tell you to do. And then do what I did. Get your free COVID-19 vaccine at blackdoctorsconsortium.com.
Wayne Avenue Health Food, located at 500 7 Wayne Avenue, has been in business for 29 years. Wayne Avenue Health Food is a one-stop shop for all of your quality vitamins, herbs, and information with exceptional, friendly, experienced service. Wayne Avenue Health Food is open 7 days a week and delivers in the Philadelphia area and ships all over the country. For more information, call 267-338-6488.
Welcome Black. It's time to reawaken, reopen, and renew as WURD kicks off our annual 4WURD Early Bird Membership Special. Beginning Monday, June 7th, we have stood together every step of the way during the pandemic. Here at WURD, our hosts and producers, elders, parents, children, teachers, doctors, and community leaders stood up, shared resources, and supported each other through the airwaves, virtual events, and of course, the phone lines. We've stayed connected by every means necessary. Let's welcome the new season, the reopening of the city, and our new normal together. Stand with WURD. Join us Friday, June 11th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for our first In the Community broadcast in over a year as we broadcast live from Fresh Grocer, 4160 Monument Road. It's WURD Radio back in the community. Start or renew your sustaining 4WURD membership for the special discounted price of $75. Or if you just want to support the work we're doing, there is now an option to become a digital 4WURD member for as little as $5 per month. Visit wordradio.com/earlybird between June 7th and June 19th to take advantage of our early bird discounted membership special. You're listening to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, independent black media.
And we are back, and we are today trying to talk about heat stroke, but now it's starting to turn into watermelons.
Man, just like that with the watermelon.
I mean, just like that. You put it out on the air, and man, y'all are responding like crazy. Like, I got him over here, Doc. I got him over here. Let me give out a few locations, because I'm getting hit. My text message is blowing up right now. All right, Green and Harvey. We got some watermelon with seeds, y'all, with seeds. Green and Harvey. Also, Spread Love said 84th and Lindbergh Boulevard. All right, 84th and Lindbergh Boulevard. We putting them out there on plans to get some watermelons with seeds. Now, I'm just saying. This is what they're telling me. I have not checked this out, so I want to be very clear. But those are two locations. And then there's also one for my sister who was just called. Was that Gwen? Columbus Farmers Market in New Jersey. That's in Columbus, New Jersey. 2919 US 203. That's what she. That's also Sandra Ali sent that one over. Also, thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Spread Love. Thank you. Sprout stores have seeded watermelon. Cynthia Douglas has just sent me something. So they, y'all about to blow. They know how to get a brother. They know how to get to me when they want to, don't they? Yes, right. They do. Thank you, y'all. So we want to say Sprouts. Sprouts also. Okay, all right. I got a list now. No reason why we shouldn't all have seeded watermelons now. So no exploding in the kitchen. All right. Okay. Now, last one. I want to go into this one, Jordan, because I know time is moving fast. You know, when people we talked about, and just to recap, and I want to recap real quickly. We talked about cooling down because some of the signs of heat stroke, has everything to do with, watching, the way you are, confusion, agitation, disorientation. Absence of sweating, dizziness or, vertigo, things like that. You got to be careful, okay? So we're trying to give you a little breakdown on some of those things that you can do. Now, we went over some things that we didn't always talk about, but eating spicy foods was number one. Remember, we did a study. We found the studies that the cayenne pepper, jalapenos, habaneros actually have a chemical reaction, actually heats you up, so now it makes you sweat more, and when you sweat more, it cools you down. Got it? Doesn't always work, may be a problem if there's humidity. That's the only one you got a disclaimer you got to be aware of. All right, sleeping under a damp towel. You remember we said lay a towel out, keep it cool, get under a fan, lay it down. Damp towel, not wet. It has to be damp. That works. Also, your ceiling fan. Turn it which way? We said which way? Counterclockwise. Which way is counterclockwise? Your other way. The other way. The other way. Counterclockwise is going to be moving and pushing. It actually switches to rotation to pushing more wind currents into the room below. So it actually is what cools the room down. And actually, we went into the last one with salty foods. Salty foods. Watch the salty foods and the high meat products. They actually are going to cause you to use more energy. And like they said, the study that was done back in 1936 said it will heat you up to the point where it'll raise your temperature at least 35 degrees. 2 degrees Celsius is about 35 degrees. That's a lot of temperature, man. So that can be game changer if you're out and having a picnic and it's already 90 degrees outside. Got it? All right. Now, the last one I want to talk about is there's a lot of different ones. Maybe I need to post these. There is actually one where we talk about hot teas. We talk about teas because teas actually can help you also. Drink something hot. Matter over mind is a rule for this trick. Drinking a hot cup of tea might be the furthest thing from your thoughts also, just like the hot pepper. But the scientists also show the reasons for why it is, paradoxically, it will actually cool you down. So there was a Dr. J, his name is Ali J, who did a research out of University of Ottawa. And he actually showed that, you know, when you start to ingest hot drinks, you can actually have a disproportionate increased amount of sweat. And that, of course, cools the body down. So here are some that I'm going to give you are some of the herbs that I recommend that you can take that are cooling herbs for summer teas. And this is not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent disease, just food for the soul. So write your pens, get your pens and pads ready, family. First one, of course, hibiscus. This is my favorite right here, Jordan. Hibiscus, man, high with vitamin C. It's one of those perennial shrubs. It's actually subtropical regions it grows in. It's large red sepals. They're actually harvested, used and fresh dried to make it have a little sour to it. It has a little sour taste to it. Slightly, it has an astringent property. That means that it has a deep pink tea that is popular in many parts of the world. So in places like Latin America, they use this a lot because it keeps the body cool. All right, so hibiscus, and it's also very, very high in vitamin C, and you need that right now. Got it? So hibiscus. Number 2 would be lemon balm. Lemon balm. Now, lemon balm, these are herbs now. These are herbs. And you can buy these at your local herbal stores. You can get them loose, and you can make your own teas. You can steep them. Energetically cooling and drying is the lemon balm. It's been used traditionally to calm emotions and uplift the spirits. So it keeps your mentality also in check. It keeps you balanced, sort of balances the thyroid combination of all the things that are going on with, he's talking about cycles and rhythms and things like that. So the lemon-scented member of the mint family is combined with many other herbs. Lemon balm would be your second herb. Third one, which is not surprising, peppermint. That's also the cool and refreshing. That's the peppermint is also most popular in herbs. That's why they use it in gum, things like that, but also peppermint, spearmint, things like that. Those are the coolers. Chamomile. Those are the slightly bittersweet aromas. Chamomile has actually been throughout the world for centuries used for skin irritations. It also eases digestion and calms the moods. So chamomile. Red raspberry. I always talk about red raspberry. You know I talk about, that's the woman's herb right there. Jordan, you still with me?
Yeah,
red raspberry. High minerals, antioxidants. It's pleasing to the taste. It's an astringent and drying. Here it is again. Those are the astringents. Dries out, so it now keeps you cool. Got it? Rose petal. Rose petal. Yes, a rose petal. Calming to hot emotional states. Rose petals have long been used to lift emotions of discomfort. So you can steep the rose petals and their beautiful fragrance can also keep the herbal infusion. So it has the aroma effect also, the aromatherapy we call. You can also use that for a lot of things with also calming the nerves. And the last one, which is one of my favorites, is sage. Did you know that sage, a member of the mint family, sage, people don't understand that, but sage is actually part of the mint family. And it goes as a herb used by many women for menopausal issues, and it also reduces hot flashes. It's also an excellent summertime tea. Guess what? You can take a little bit of the sage and add it to the hibiscus. You can, Jordan, you can almost mix all these teas in one, almost. Just a little bit of each one. Woo, that's nice. Add a lemon or a lime, and no white sugar, y'all. No white sugar. Nice brown sugar or some kind of organic sugar to it. And that is actually what's going to keep you cool. How about that? Jordan, is that it, man? You got me, man.
Sorry,
I think we're about to be close.
Unfortunately.
I think I'm close. See, I sense that in the spirit, brother. I already sense that in the spirit. Oh, man.
That's Cody giving you the signal.
Yeah, I got one more thing I want to say. This is something that I use, and I tell you, this has been my personal experience, and it has saved several different family members and people that are close to me whenever I was out somewhere and they were actually about to pass out. They was getting faint and everything. Here's a real quick trick. Take a cold, if you feel somebody's like, or you or someone you know is about to fall out or pass out or getting heat stroke or their pressure's getting out of control, take a cold rag, get a cold rag, put it right on the base of their neck, right on the base, right around the cervical spine. You can reduce the temperature almost instantly right there. That could save their life right there. That's a quick trick to actually bringing somebody back to wake them up from falling into a state of some kind of a stroke or a heart attack or heat stroke or things like that. All right, family? You got it all. That's it, Jordan. I think that we can say that, family, be safe out here. It's going to be hot. You know, in the next couple of days, you know, the temperature is going to get hot. And then, of course, the humidity is going to come in with that. So make sure you stay cool. Plenty of water. Half the body weight in ounces. Got it? Spring water bottle at the source. Y'all know the routine. I don't have to go too deep. All right. Family, I want to thank you for calling in, all those that called, and thank you for your comments, your suggestions. Also, the watermelon crew. We got a watermelon crew now, man. I'm going to have to make a list of watermelon crew where you can get the watermelons. So, this is Dr. Paul, and I want to say, if you want to get a hold of me, 1-877-377-2854. That's 1-877-377-2854. Or you can call me directly, 215- 3A, still going, family. So if you want to be a part of it, you can be a part of it. So I would say, we got a little technical difficulties there. Jordan, you still there?
Yeah, we're here.
All right. We got a little technical on my side. All right, family. So give me a call anytime you want to set up an appointment. One-on-one, go to the website, www.drpaulurge.com, and you can also sign up for the Family Tree, which is every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. All right, we want to thank the entire Lomax family for allowing us to have this program. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. Take care of yourself.
All right, man. And family, be encouraged, because remember, if you're breathing, you got a shot.
Blood